Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Georg Mack Plays the Classics. Techno's Japan was certainly busy leading up to 1990 as their second title of the year is a sequel, and it's Double Dragon 2 The Revenge. Billy and Jimmy Lee are back in action, having patched things up from their troubled past. They work together this time around against the Black Shadow Warriors, who attack their dojo and gun down Marion. Now you have to beat down every enemy in your way through 9 levels to get your sweet revenge. The controls have changed since the original. I think it's for the better, but I can see people having preferences. The A button always attacks to the right. The B button always attacks to the left. Whether it's a punch or a kick depends on the direction you're facing. You punch in the direction you're facing and kick behind you. Jumping is handled by pressing the A and B buttons simultaneously. You can also do your normal jump kick, but that's really not useful this time around. Grabbing your enemy by the hair and smashing them is back and can be finished off with a judo throw, upper kick, or elbow drop. There are also a few special attacks that require precise timing to pull off. The cyclone kick requires you to jump and immediately press the A or B button. The hyper uppercut can be activated by pressing the A or B button as you're landing from a jump or getting up from a fall. The high jump knee requires you to press forward and both attack buttons as you're in the squatting position. I forgot how to do the jump knee until near the end of my playthrough. Enemies are on the screen up to 2 at a time. The type of enemy must be the same, and they're all pretty generic. Some of them carry weapons openly, while others conceal their knives and dynamite. Belindas still have a whip that's pretty powerful, but any weapon you get disappears after you wipe out their original carrier. The fights you have to really worry about are the large enemies, like Rad Steel-a-Bobo. This muscle man outranges you, knocks you out of the air when you jump, and then throws you with a back body drop. I lost more lives fighting him than anyone else. As you finish stages, you get a cutscene to move the story forward. You get 3 lives to start things off, and I didn't notice if I was earning any more through points. There are platforming segments in a couple levels that are incredibly awful. Note these disappearing platforms, like this is Mega Man. When you land from a jump, you pause for a moment before you can move. That got me killed more times than I'd like to recount on this conveyor belt before I realized that was solid ground beneath it. I resorted to a cheat that I stumbled across on the internet. If you start a 2-player game type B, you can kill your partner and gain a life for every one you take from him. I can see this being helpful in 2-player mode, kinda like running off the screen in River City Ransom. The final boss wasn't nearly as difficult as the twin boss enemy you fight right before him. You want to beat this on Supreme Master difficulty level so you can get to the ending. When it comes to grading Double Dragon 2 The Revenge on NES, graphics get a 3.0. While the graphics are better than the original Double Dragon, I don't think they've progressed all that much, and you'll be dealing with flickering and sprite loss. Sound gets a 3.0. The music sounds a lot better, but again, hasn't improved as much as I expected. Gameplay gets a 2.0. The moves are more simple and less useful, it seemed. The cyclone kick rarely hit, and getting in position to hit the uppercut was like pulling teeth. Difficulty gets a 2.5. Those platform jumping levels are terrible and really shouldn't have been included. I don't trust most people can get through with only 3 lives. Fun factor gets a 2.0. I had less fun because the larger enemies didn't seem to have much of a weakness that I could find. I really only played through to not lose to both Double Dragon titles so far. Overall, Double Dragon 2 The Revenge earns a 2.5 and gets a B-. I think there can be an argument that Double Dragon 2 is better than the original because of co-op, but I don't think it's grown as much as the industry has. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. Please make sure to like this video, let me know what you think of Double Dragon 2 The Revenge in the comments, and please subscribe to Head Drop Productions here on YouTube because we want you here for each and every video we release, because it is your destiny.